So what does it take to start a blog in 2024, right? If you want to start making money with your blog in 2024 with all the Google updates that have been dying lots of blogs and you hear all this stuff. I mean, people are struggling so much with blogging and probably using Pinterest and stuff. Like, some people have success and some people don't. For example, in a Facebook group that I belong to, here is a post. I acquired a food and healthy living blog that was growing super fast. Went from hardly no sessions at the time I took over at 60,000 sessions in 9 months or so. Qualified for Mediavine. Ads started making about $1,800 a month. Very pleased. Focused on SEO for Google and had all my eggs in one basket. Then in May, I lost 50% of my traffic and earnings. I'm thankful it's not as bad as many other have experiences. But the last 1 to 2 months, it seems to have stabilized at about 30K monthly sessions and half of the earnings I previously had. But they've lost the drive. I had to keep this blog moving in the right direction and I'm considering selling. All right. So that's one example of someone trying blogging and not succeeding through these updates. People are also struggling with using Pinterest too, that they just can't get on that train to start taking off. And it's more than just what maybe you've seen videos of mine saying, oh, I use Pinterest. And so you get on Pinterest, but nothing's happening. Like it's more than just getting on Pinterest. It's more than just pinning. It's more than just putting in an automation tool. There are lots of moving parts when you want to start a blog in 2024 and want it to succeed. So how does it really work? What is going on here? Even though I said, if you go on Pinterest and nothing happens, I still want you to go on Pinterest. I really need you to double down on Pinterest, and only for the blog niches that do well on Pinterest. Well, what does well on Pinterest, you might ask? Well, let's find out. I wrote a post on will your blog niche be successful on Pinterest? I mean, I used this video, so you can also look at that video that will tell you. But pin clicks will tell you if there is lots of categories under that topic. So with decor, there is a ton here. But let's look at popularity on Pinterest. So here are the popularity things on Pinterest. If you were going to start a blog in 2024, maybe start an art blog. Entertainment can work, home decor, crafts, design, beauty, health, all of this here. Parenting is still here. It's mid-level. Travel, food and drinks, sports and wedding. There's animals, gardening. Gardening does well seasonally. So I've had lots of my gardening posts on Sponge Hacks take off. Men's fashion, that could do well. And then finances at the bottom here. So you can see the popularity that you want to focus your blog content or your blog niche on these topics. I mentioned in another video of mine that I'm not doing SEO anymore. I need to double down on Pinterest, but some of my blogs just aren't Pinterest friendly. Twins Mommy does blogging stuff and blogging does not work. You do not see blogging on that list. There's education, but that could be like how to teach your child to read education. It's not necessarily blog content marketing or social media marketing content education, right? So how can I turn a niche that isn't favorable for Pinterest to be on Pinterest? Well, you have to tap into those popularity topics and blend it with your content. So with Twins Mommy, since art and crafts are popular, I created content about crafts moms can make at home. That is helping me. I can now focus maybe on design or beauty for the home as your work at home office. I think I've done that as well. So I am tapping into these categories to make my blog more Pinterest friendly. So if you are starting a blog in 2024 and you need to double down on Pinterest, then look at the categories on Pinterest. If you click on something like home decor, you can see under home decor, you can even niche down to only talk about flooring, only talk about remodeling, only talk about your entrance or painting, right? Or room decor, just the rooms of the house, right? You can do that, or you can look at this list and say, oh, look, under home decor, I can write about all of these and do well. So I have an example here on a craft blog. If I use pin clicks to get some topics, I can write about spoon crafts, yarn crafts, wheel crafts, paper crafts, farm crafts, and more. All of those will do well on Pinterest. If, let's say, your blog is a parenting blog, right? If you have a parenting blog, then have a silo for things for kids to do. And then there's all your crafts and messy crafts and things you can do with food and things like that, right? Because those are popular on Pinterest. So if that seems something you can do, another resource is my ebook. It's 15 Genius Pinterest Secrets. Go ahead and grab that. It has a lot of information to help you get started with Pinterest, to find the right Pinterest strategy, learn about Pinterest marketing. It really helps you. And even if you know about Pinterest, there are some insider secrets in there that I've learned about for the past decade. What I am finding, since I have multiple Pinterest profiles, I can see what is working and what is not. Once you've figured out a popular Pinterest topic to blog about, the next thing are those silos, those categories. So you can definitely use something like PinClicks to find those categories. You can go on Pinterest to find other blogs to help you find those categories. That's something that I've been recently doing, is just checking out what other blogs are about. So if we go to Pinterest and let's type in, I was looking at side braids for my daughter, but there are lots of blogs about hair care. So I can take a look. It could just be a brand, so instead of a blogger, but we can still just take a look here. So here are their silos. So if I wanted to start a hairstyle blog, I need to make sure to have a section for popular ones, short, medium, and long hairstyles. I might just leave it at that. I can do specific ones like updos or styles or pixie cuts, depending on what takes off on your blog, right? So that's how I would go and take a look. Okay, so that one had that. Those silos here, they have tattoo, hairstyles, and nails. So they've decided to talk about different types of content instead of just hair, which is fine. You might realize, okay, maybe I can do that. This one does haircuts, styles, color, hair type, face shape. Interesting. So this gives me more ideas about how I want to structure my hair blog. Maybe instead of like medium short hair, I can just do haircuts and then hairstyles and color. Those seem to be popular, and hair type. Like, I really like that. And you can do that for your own blog. So it's going on Pinterest, seeing those top pins, looking at their blog, and seeing how they're categorizing their blog can help you with your blog. This is exactly what I did with my newer niche sites that barely have any traffic right now, but I am developing categories as I'm writing to see what works and checking out other blogs in that niche to see how they're categorizing their stuff. What is popular? So if it was braids, if I want to do a braids blog and just do braids, then I might find out that 90% of the blogs that talk about braids also talk about just hair types, hair length. Well, then I need to have that on my blog. So once you have those silos, then you need to come up with content ideas. And you can do that easily again with Pinterest to see what is working and what isn't. An easy way is just to go onto the Pinterest search bar and see like, oh, look, there's quick braids. There's natural hairstyles. There are African hair braiding styles. If I go to quick braids, I can see there's lots of different styles. I can focus on kids. I can focus on long hair. I can focus on black hair. I can focus on natural hair, curly hair. I can do a lot here. That can help me figure out what I'm going to write about. I can also, like I said, look at other blogs to see what they're writing about for hairstyles, right? So under hairstyles, they have fall haircuts. Great. They're already talking about the fall. Medium hair stuff, hairstyles just for women, hair colors, hairstyles, all of that. I can do that for braids, the best braid styles, the best fall braids, the braids for school, things like that I can focus on, right? So that just gives me just a baseline before I really double down on a process for using Pinterest, is just to get some ideas from other sites to see what they're focusing on. Are they all focusing on seasonal content right now? Well, then maybe I should start with seasonal content. Are they just focusing on those broad categories of hairstyles, hair colors? Well, then I need to have some broad posts and then focus more on a specific color, a specific style, and do it that way. Once that is figure out your plan for like the first, I'd say 10 posts, then you need to write them out. I have mentioned in another video that with Pinterest blogs, they need to be image heavy rather than content heavy. Okay, so think about that. You need to provide more images than the content. In most cases, not necessarily, but in most cases, it is time consuming. So I honestly don't do it very often. So with sponge hacks, let's see, with this one, I have a video and then I use just the pins to help me. So that's what I've been doing. So using pins to find those images look like that. So yeah, most of them are pin heavy or image heavy. If you are familiar with AI tools, you can create pins. I believe ChatGPT can do that. They're not the best. They're very AI generated looking, but you can see here, make an image of a child's birthday party outside in the backyard. Let's see if we can create an image. Yeah, it's creating an image right now. So it's AI generated. Like, I wonder if I say realistic, if it will do that. Make it realistic. So these images aren't realistic, but there are lots of blogs that use like AI images in that way. And they're getting globs and globs of Pinterest traffic. I mean, it's a lot of AI images, and a lot of pinners have noticed that a lot of the images in their feed are AI generated. So it's something that I wouldn't do 100% of the time, but if you want to play around with it, you can. There are other better tools out there. I use Midjourney, but you can use Canva AI. I've been using that as well. Canva has some really good AI tools to create images. And then for the blog writing part, you can use something like ChatGPT, or you can whip something up quickly. Nowadays, you just want people to come to the blog and then scroll the images. So it's not that necessary to create content that's heavy. So you can see on my content here, I mean, I have nothing underneath. I just have the image here, the image, right? And these empty boxes are the ads, but I just have nothing underneath these, because then I'll just have a little section here or a little section here and a bullet list, and then just more just pin images. So people will scroll over that and just, and they stop at one image here. I'm like, oh, I really like this couch. I really like this lookout, the trees here next to the fireplace, yada, 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 right? That's what you want. You want people to stop and their scroll and then focus on those images. Now for something like Twins Mommy, like again, it's blogging related. I need to find some visual elements like my workspace, like organizing it so that I have a good work office, creating activities for my kids that look organized and fun, having a play section in my office, visual stuff that I need to write about, right? Crafts that moms can make, fabric ones, maybe I can do ones for sewing, ones that are gluing, easy ones, paper ones, all that stuff. Those are visual, right? So that's what I would focus on to grow a successful blog in 2024. Like I said, if you need more help, grab my Pinterest ebook, 15 Genius Pinterest Secrets. It really is a lifesaver and will help you form the right path to have a Pinterest blog in 2024. If you need more help, make sure to click on that video about how to tell if your blog will do well on Pinterest. All right. I'll show you how you can do that. All right. And like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in that video.